Hello, hello, and welcome to a very special edition of Engaged. I want to give a big shout out and thank you to my guests for today's episode, Dave Whelan and Steve Suarez. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you,
us, Max.
Maxwell.
So this is a really wonderful room. Steve, thank you so much for hosting us in the Horizon Consulting room. This is really wonderful, very cozy. What was it like kind of building out virtual offices as compared to real offices?
Well, it's kind of funny because my team is all around the world. I've got people in the Middle East, I've got people in California, I've got people here in London. And so when we meet, we actually meet virtually today. And I thought it would be really great to kind of create this environment. And thank you, Dave, for helping facilitate us being able to do that. And I also am a believer in practicing what we preach. So if I'm selling VR, I'm selling AR, I actually want to get myself and my team in here using it, understanding, what are the limitations, what are the possibilities, and how do we offer that to our clients? And I couldn't imagine us being or doing servicing both in VR and AR with not having an environment. So welcome to our environment. We're probably going to be doing more things in here and some other environments that Martin and my team has set up for us.
So Dave engages an organization now that works with so many different wonderful organizations that are innovating and evolving over time. What was Engage like when you first started? I'd love to hear about the birth of the company.
So, Max, actually, the foundation of the company was based on education. So, if I go back to my education when I was younger, being dyslexic, I'm really good at some subjects and really poor at other subjects. And the reason being is I responded better to some educators than others, which were provided to me. And obviously, I was limited to the educators in my school. So the whole idea behind Engage, and originally it was called Lecture VR, because we weren't very imaginative back in the early days, is that you could attend virtual schools from anywhere in the world. So you could do physics in virtual MIT in the morning and English literature in Oxford University in the afternoon. So you can pick and choose your education based on your needs, and it might necessarily be the teacher that's ranked number 1 in the world that you're going to get the most out of. It might be someone more creative, could be ranked number 10 or 15. And the whole idea was turning educators into rock stars. And then what happened during COVID was we got a lot of corporations coming to us, and even Stephen's ex-employee coming to us, and they were wanting to host virtual events, and they were using Teams and Skype and these video platforms, and they just weren't very engaging. And that's where we started onboarding a huge amount of corporate clients, and we have over 200 corporate clients at the moment. 50 of them are Fortune 500 companies, and it's from listening to our clients from what exactly that they require from a platform. That's how we've built our development plan. Now, there is some stuff that we do in research and development and AI and augmented reality that customers mightn't necessarily be asking for because they don't know how to utilize technology. So what we do is we build these test cases and then we release them. And we will be releasing a lot of AI stuff, in the coming months, especially in Q1 of this year, which I think, Steve's clients are going to be extremely interested in. So any company that has a budget, like a year and a half ago, they would have all been given budgets for metaverse research. Now they're given budgets for AI, but we can actually combine the two of them together. So they're getting a 2 for 1 if they're working with us and people like Steve and his organization.
Yep.
Yeah. And these organizations that sign on with Engage, I can imagine that they're pretty excited about a lot of the new features that continue to come out from the company due to the fact that we're always evolving.
Yeah, but I'd probably pass that to Steve because he kind of, you'd wake up in the morning and you have an update and you go, oh, what kind of new goodies have I got on the platform? So he'd be best able to answer.
No, I mean, the good thing is it's so versatile, gives you the opportunity, and I keep going back to this. It's really about your imagination, and so we have a client talking to us about having a virtual vineyard, and they what they do is they distribute wine all around the world, and they want to give people the sense of, hey, I'd love to come to the vineyard vineyard, understand the grapes, understand without having to make that physical trip out there. Or I can take them to multiple vineyards. At one time, I can go to Portugal. Maybe I can go to California. Guess what? I want to take you to Stellenbosch and down in South Africa and show you around there. And I could easily do that with a group of people and educate people virtually. There could be through e-tourism. I have a friend of mine that is actually building a city in Saudi Arabia over on the Red Sea, and he's building houses and stuff, and so he can show people what the community would look like before it's even constructed, and give people virtual tours around the houses, but also see what some of the ruins and some of the stuff are, and give history lessons, which is really amazing. And you can do that here within this platform, and it'll be low cost. So you can give people experiences for a fraction of the price of what it would be for them to go there and physically go through that. And the only limitation is either a laptop, a phone, which everybody has all around the world, or a headset that like I'm wearing today, and an internet
Yeah.
connection. That's your limitation. And that's what I find really great about this technology.
Yeah. What do you find that a lot of these clients are asking for in particular? Are they asking for kind of like what you said, which was, kind of lower cost, immersive 3D experiences, or is it all of it, everything that Engage has to offer?
I think it's everything. I think it depends on the client and what they're looking for. I think some of it is trainings, some of it is bringing people together. I know during COVID we used the platform. Funny enough, we would have our Friday meetings with our team, and I would bring them to the yacht. And you have a yacht one, and we'd sit there and we'd sit in the jacuzzi and just tell jokes to each other, and we'd put a video, and we'd watch a video together, and it kind of brought us together without the ability to be able to leave our house. And I don't know if you remember those times, but we were all craving that human connection. And what this does is it gives you the simulation of a human connection without having to fly together. I mean, right now, the three of us, where are you right now, Max?
I'm in Connecticut in the United
You're
States.
in you're in Connecticut. Dave, you're in Ireland, and I'm in Wimbledon in London. And here we are sitting on a couch, having a conversation through
Hmm.
this. And I think that's kind of the beauty of, I've got teams in Iraq, I've got teams in Hong Kong, in California, and we could be sitting in here, and you wouldn't know the difference.
Yeah. That is what I love about immersive experiences is exactly what you said. You wouldn't know the difference. I feel like I'm sitting on a couch with you right now. And honestly, I like this significantly better than something like Zoom or Microsoft Teams or
Mhm.
because I can see you. I can see your motions, your body.
Yeah,
We're in this space station where I'm sitting on a couch together.
yeah.
I'm sitting on a couch in real life to give me the true immersive haptics
Mhm.
experience in that regard. And it feels so good. It feels so natural. It feels human, and that's
Yeah.
why I really love it. And sorry, go ahead, Steve.
And the beautiful is just we're at the beginning stages. This is only going to get better from here, right?
Hmm.
So think about the technology, and this is only going to get better, sharper, more realistic, more engaging, more technology. So it's a fantastic time to get in now, understand the technology, and that's why I like being part of this and getting engaged here. So thank you for hosting us.
I
Yeah, of
think one of
course.
the important things that clients should be looking at as well, and enterprises, is that yes, you can replicate the real world experience, but because it's virtual reality and augmented reality, give them something completely different that they can't get in the real
Mm,
world. So we had an example concert earlier in the year with Fatboy Slim, and at the beginning it starts off at a stage, and it's very similar to an experience if you went to an actual gig. But then we shrink you down onto a table, and you're riding on the back of a cockroach, you're skydiving, things that people just wouldn't experience in a real life. Those are the types of experiences that are going to draw people to the technology and keep them coming back, because you can't really beat the real world. The real world is fantastic. You can never hope to replicate that fully, but you can give people crazy experiences in here. And training and development in enterprise is one of those areas that can really shine, especially using our augmented reality pass-through features where you could have a headset on in your real office, and next minute we set the office on fire, and you're there with a virtual fire extinguisher putting out fire in your office. Instead of
Yeah.
just watching a video on how to do it and showing you how to get out. So
Yeah.
give people experiences that you just wouldn't normally get. That's really where I think the big benefit of this technology is going to come.
Yeah.
I think I'm usually used to putting out fires at work, but different types of fires. So yes, it's good.
Yeah,
Actually, Dave, I
exactly.
don't want to put you on the I don't want to put you on the spot. Could we put something virtual on that table to kind of show the functionality, or would that be too
Yeah,
tough? Because I mean, it would
yeah,
be
yeah.
lovely to show our audience. It doesn't matter what it is, but something really small on that table to kind of show the.
Well,
Oh,
it
there it
starts
goes.
off big, but I can make it really small.
Oh,
So
there you go.
there we go.
There you go.
And
Yeah,
I can actually
very
just
nice.
I'll place it down there,
Just put it on the table. All right, great.
or maybe a cup of
Very
tea.
cool.
So
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is actually a
exactly.
Yes.
photogrammetry scan. This is a scan using an iPhone. So they just took a lot
Yeah.
of photographs of this particular object, and then it was built in 3D. Just leave it there.
It's amazing what this platform can do. And yes, although it is immersive and we're trying to replicate the real world at times, living in fantasy is also a nice thing. Living
Yeah.
in these worlds, like in this space station. I mean, this feels so immersive, yes, but it also feels like I'm doing an interview that I've never done before. I've never been in an environment like this. It's a whole
Mm.
new level of comfort and excitement. And Dave, when it comes to things that excite you on the platform that a lot of clients have been doing, any other examples that you can think of? I mean, Fatboy Slim was an amazing concert and it really excited people. And I know that Engage has done a number of things that are really exciting, both with clients and also for our clients.
Yeah, we've actually had there was a moot, which is like a test court case in Canada, which was only announced a couple of days ago, where they had the defense in one location and the prosecution in another, and they held a whole court case inside Engage. And the students actually felt, it was very, very immersive, and you get a real sense of being in a real courthouse instead of doing this over video. So that was pretty interesting. We've had a huge amount of training and development. We have Kia, they have a digital twin in here. They use it for marketing and training development. We have it. It's unfortunate sometimes. So many of the clients that we have, they're massive organizations, and we're not allowed to say, who we're working with. But we have like massive oil companies, we have banks using the platform on a daily basis. Most of the consultancy firms, large consultancy firms, are using us as well. Meta will be a client of ours, Lenovo, HTC, they're all clients of ours as well. And I do get a kick, when I come in on a Monday and I can see the content that they've built, because Engage is not just a communications tool. And really where I want Engage to be in the next couple of years is, people talk about online communication today. They say, I'll Zoom you later, or, let's Skype, or we'll do Teams. I want people in 3 years from now to say, I'll engage with you, and they're using an immersive platform like ourselves to actually get that engagement. But it is very surprising when I come in on a Monday, because Engage has a full content creation suite and publication tool as well. So when we go in and look at clients' content, just to see that it's working, it's very surprising the types of things that they come up with medical training, with technology, with onboarding. So it's an interesting space to be in, to say the least.
Yeah, and it's very exciting. It's very
Yeah.
exciting to have all these technologies coming out. Mixed reality, I know, is one of the big ones. Is one of the big ones that we released recently, and having the ability to meet with someone in your living room or your own personal space is really incredible. And again, adds to kind of that human experience of virtual reality and extended reality technologies. And Steve, at Horizon Consulting, so are there specific technologies that really excite you?
I'm looking at all of these different technologies, and we played around a little bit with AR. The good thing about that technology is that everybody has a phone and they can play around. But I think the more meaningful and the more impactful is the more immersive type technologies, and how we can use this technology. And I'm even thinking about how do I leverage it at HorizonX to train our people, to talk to our people, to have staff meetings, to be even do design sessions. A lot of the work that we've been doing is around design thinking. And so imagine having a design thinking course with people from Stanford University. A very good partner of ours is Jeremy Utley out of Stanford D School, and helping people do design thinking from anywhere in the world, on their couch or at home, and being able to engage and to be able to iterate and design. So I think, again, it goes back to the opportunities are endless. It's just a matter of how you use it, and being part of a very good, very feature-rich platform is key for me. And that was what I was looking for, something that was stable, that can give us a lot of really good functionality. And the amount of rooms that I can go to is just, it's never ending. So it's great.
Yeah, and with these new technologies, it's really amazing to see how they're implemented and the use cases for them. Because one of the things that Leslie Shannon talks about in her book, Interconnected Realities, which I read recently, which also mentions Engage, is that a new technology can be cool, but it has to be useful. People need to be able to use it. And generative AI, for example, our Athena AI here at Engage is a great example of that, that's helping us kind of create new pathways forward with this technology. Even when I was interviewing her for one of the recent episodes of Engage, what I was amazing by her capabilities is how good on the spot she was. She could generate images, skyboxes, have really great interview answers, and none of it was predetermined. Obviously, I have my questions and everything, and I'm prepping her as the guest to have an understanding of it. But just her answers on the spot, even to the audience questions, which I didn't know what those questions were ahead of time, were truly amazing. And being able to generate this content with generative AI, I feel, is going to be really helpful for clients. Do you have a number of clients, Steve, that are really excited about AI?
Oh no, without a doubt. I mean, it's funny. A lot of within innovation, there's different pockets of people interested in everything from quantum computing, not so much the blockchain, but some blockchain conversations. The VR, AR. But right now, the hot thing is generative AI. And so when I make those comments or I talk to anybody in the pitch, then I could see they perk up and they're like, "Tell us about what you're doing in this space." And the more use cases I can share with them, the more stuff that we can show them how we can automate or use this technology, the more they actually want to work with us. And it's actually a pretty exciting time because while it seems like everybody in the world now is calling themselves an AI expert, I'm learning. And I'm learning on how impactful this technology can be. And I'm actually, I manage innovation, but I get amazed to see the level of work people are using and applying to AI. And then that's what excites me, to kind of show it off to other people and then work with them to have a real impact. And I think back to your point, Max, is technologies are great, they're cool, but unless they're adding value and have utility,
Yes.
they're just that. And part of what we do is that everything we work with in all technologies has to add value for our clients. If it's not adding value, it's nice to have, but our clients aren't looking for nice to haves. They're looking for things that are going to move and innovate and really make 10x type changes. Yeah.
And Athena AI is a great example of that, of something that is very useful. So what was the inspiration behind Athena, Dave? Were you kind of looking to get into the AI space?
Well, it's obviously I was using ChatGPT, and I found it very interesting. Really, what we can do with AI, and especially generative AI, is we can build the holodeck from Star Trek. So quite often, like we have a studio that builds projects for clients. So even Steve's ex-employee, employer, we build like a location and some content for that team. But really, what we want to do is give them the power, just by using their voice, to actually say to the computer, "Hey, computer, build me a location. These are the parameters. I want you to bring in avatars in here. These are the roles of the avatars." Also use it for safety moderation as well, because we can tap into voice via transmission, because it's all VoIP, or even translate on the fly as well. So like Steve could be speaking Japanese, and maybe I'm speaking German, and like we could hear each other and understand each other. So pretty much the technology that you've seen in Star Trek because of generative AI and conversational AI, we can now actually start building that, and we're starting to see the building blocks now, and we're slowly releasing these features into the Engage platform, linked into DALI, linked into ChatGPT. We're going to link into Llama as well from Facebook as well, because like we don't know who's going to be the dominant player in the space. We're just going to use all of them, and we're just going to layer out these features to our clients and see what they build with it. So it's just enabling our clients. We really see Engage as the WordPress of metaverse or spatial computing or 3D web, whatever you want to call it, because we have so many different clients and so many different use cases on the platform. You can't just turn around and say Engage is an education platform or Engage is a collaboration platform. It's not. It's more than the sum of its parts. The same as you wouldn't say WordPress is just an e-commerce platform, or it's just a blogging platform. It's much more because of all the collaboration from different clients making different plugins, bringing it to the platform. We see Engage very, very similar.
Yeah. And artificial intelligence obviously has become more and more powerful over time. And what I've noticed is that we need more power to create a lot of these experiences. And Steve, I know that you're interested in quantum computing. Do you think that quantum computing is going to be more readily available in the near future, or are we still a little bit of a distance away from more powerful computers that can help create a lot of this generative AI?
I think that the good thing about this technology is there's real world use cases today. There are things that are being used. Quantum technologies are being used today. If you used your phone to use Google Maps, you're using quantum type technologies. If you're doing anything to make sure servers are synchronized, those are synchronized on quantum, on atomic clocks that use quantum technologies. And so what people don't understand is that technology, it exists today, certain levels of it, but true quantum computers are going to be in the future. And the important part, and as well as with AR and VR, is to get in now, educate yourself now, understand what are the threats, what are the opportunities of these technologies, how can they be used, so that once the hardware catches up with the software and everything else you can do, you're able to take advantage of. The thing with quantum computing is it's got such an advantage that second place or being a fast follower is not actually a good strategy. And so part of it is you got to get yourself ready so that once that day comes, there's a huge opportunity. And even in the security space. So this is why I think between quantum, cyber, and AI, them coming together could have an amazing impact. And for me, if I can use this technology to teach people about that. So one of the things, and maybe Dave on the spot, is I was thinking about creating a course to show people what is quantum computing. And so if I want to talk about, you're in a superposition, what does a superposition look like, and show somebody here kind of a superposition or a block sphere, or if I want to show somebody, what does entanglement look like, I could actually demonstrate visually what entanglement looks like. And these are the technologies that are needed to really drive quantum. But by explaining it, you can try to explain quantum and talk about it all day, but if you can show it and have people really understand it, it's kind of where this technology can be used. So long answer to your question, but I can go on for days on kind of different thoughts in my head and ideas that I want to do.
These new technologies that keep coming out are pushing the boundaries of what is possible in virtual reality and mixed reality, augmented reality, artificial intelligence, and I really do love to see that evolution.
Yeah, I think, look, people, especially on LinkedIn, will get caught up on buzzwords. Like metaverse was a buzzword, AI was a buzzword, the Internet of Things was a buzzword. And you see like a herd mentality. But really, the interesting businesses and companies out there are actually showing real return on investment. How is this going to make my job easier? How is it going to make me money? How's it going to save me time personally? Like I could see a time inside Engage where, or in general, if you're wearing like a wearable device, that you'll have your own personal AI, and you could say, Athena, I want you to take notes for this meeting. Email me after that. So that's something you don't have to do. Athena, book me like a table at a restaurant, or get me an Uber, or can you tell me information about what I'm looking at? And we're already seeing that technology starting to come into everyday life. So think of the the Alexa that you might have at home, but you have a personal Alexa with you all the time, and it's been very, very useful. And that Alexa can actually jump from platform to platform. So that Alexa or that Athena or that AI will follow you into immersive spaces like this, or follow you into other platforms. So I do think it will all be interconnected eventually, and you'll have your own version, like very similar to Jarvis from Iron Man. You're going to have your own Jarvis.
Yeah.
And that excites me so much, not just being obviously an Iron Man fan and being a fan of the Jarvis program, but that excites me in the way of it's going to be useful. I'm going to be
Yeah.
able to actually utilize it in my everyday life. I'm going to be able to use this technology to make things more efficient, both in the workplace, projects, passions, my personal life. Everything can become more efficient and everything can become better. So I want to thank you both for helping to evolve this technology, helping to work with clients and reveal the amazing pieces that are just available to not only industries and different organizations and professionals, but are available to us personally as creators and people who want to evolve things forward. So thank you both so much for what you do, both at HorizonX Consulting and at Engage.
No
Thank you
worries.
very
Thanks a
much,
million, Max.
Thanks, Dave.
Excellent. Well, I want to thank everybody for joining us for this very special edition of Engage. This has been a wonderful episode, and I have so much enjoyed my talk with both Steve and Dave. Join us next time. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in virtual reality.